You have reached your destination.
Yep. Here's the hood. Obviously it's a little bit deep there. I need to, I would put the buffers in, but you can see right about where I've got this hospital gown actually is where the gutter goes in. So I'll be cutting this hood about halfway down. That's how much I've taken out. It's what, 2.5 feet? And I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I think what I'm going to do is just take cardboard and put it in there and trace it out, make it perfect. And okay, so I've produced my piece of cardboard here, and transferred it to here. And just so I don't, I've got to make this right the first time, so I'm actually going to cut maybe 1 inch behind that red line so that I've got some room to maneuver, for lack of a better term. If I need to trim it back, it's easy to take off, and it's impossible to put it back in, you know. What I don't know how I'm going to do, pause and turn this over, is fold over and make some sort of a lip like this. I'm going to be cutting something like this, right? And I want to have a lip. So I think I did myself a pretty good favor here. I did not cut all the way down. I just did a trimming, and I've got some overlap, underlap, whatever you call it, excess, and put it in there, and it just about fits. So I'm going to cut here where you see the red, and in there, so that it lies down directly onto the what do you call it, my lip. But I'm at a loss as to how to put these together. Whoops. Because this is going to be more or less, I have an idea now. Ooh, I have a good idea. So I have all kinds of excess material here. I may cut that down, cut it out, and then bend it so it's got a natural bend in the same radius as my little lip there, so that it's, across here, or maybe a little bit further up. Yeah, this may work out. Okay, so a quick update. Today's the next day, and I'm doing very small changes and shavings of this thing to make it fit my my opening here. I did a little bit over in this corner here, specifically here. I think I took a little bit too much out of here, but I think I can fix that maybe. And we'll go from there. And I am more or less done with the shaping of this. And again, pretty pleased with how it turned out. A good corner here. Good gap, good gap. A little bit tight in there, but I'm not gonna worry about that, honestly. And an unhappy gap there. So I'm going to fill that just a skosh, whoops, with some fiberglass and then even it out. Yeah, and you can see that it's a little bit bowed in the middle, but I can push that down. Once I strengthen up, move it up. Oops. Okay, so, once I tie down this and that same side, that little bow will go down, and then I've got to put something across the back here. I'm going to use some stuff from that, and I will then figure out a way to attach it to the hinging system. So let's talk about this. Okay, now this is steel. The rest of the skin is aluminum. And you can't weld one to the other. Well, you can, but what you end up with is some brittle compounds that aren't structurally sound and will break off. Okay. I researched and checked and looked and researched some more and on and on and on. And I found, of all things, JB Weld has the highest tensile strength. It's made to bond metals like this and plastics and wood and blah 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 blah. And not to make any kind of a plug for this stuff. So I'm going to put a bunch of it behind here and clamp it down. Same thing on the other side. And before I do that, though, that'll be the last thing I do tonight, I'm going to clean off my area here. I'm going to strip this, chemically strip this. Pause a sec, turn this around. There, I'm going to chemically strip this, and I've got, pause again, this stuff. Where does it say? Non-methylene chloride formula, which means it's not that great. Methylene chloride is no longer used in strippers and paint strippers, and I'm sure you can get it in the middle of Baltimore somewhere, and it'll take a couple of applications of this stuff. I'm not going to use a metal that sucker. I'm going to use this sucker instead. Okay, so I'm going to slather this stuff on liberally. I'll put some plastic on my workbench here, and I'll get her going. Hopefully I'll have this done tonight. I kind of ground through a little bit to see where the metal was, and there's just a skosh of Bondo on there that I may need to contend with. So, because I'm kind of changing the bow of this and the shape of it, I do want to get rid of any Bondo that I see. I did not encounter any dents on the back side of this. So, whatever Bondo is there is, thin in nature. Hopefully this stripper will go right through it. But we shall see. All right, I've got this on a tripod, and I'm going to just pour some of this stuff on. The old stuff I used to use would bubble up paint in no time flat. So let's see how this works out. The stuff is thin. Doesn't smell like the old stuff either. What if I could shake it up or something? Actually, pause and put something under it so it doesn't run down so easily. Okay, it's been about 4 minutes, and one can see it's beginning to dissolve here. But I'd already busted into it with my flapper disc. I don't know what that is. Gray paint. Suppose I could go inside and eat a sandwich. Let it dig in for a while. Sure is thin. I'm kind of disappointed by that, honestly. Here's what I'm done with. I am going to take a light sander and just take off the rest. What looks like, you know, the paint there. So there was paint, there was red paint. It might have been primer. And then there's this stuff here, which is coming off of the aluminum. So again, I'll sand all that off gently with an orbital sander or something, and get rid of it. And back up. There we go. I zoomed out, yeah. And then I'll do some gusseting to the back of this. So from here all the way around to the side to about here, it's just raw aluminum, right? There's no backing like there would be over here. None of the folded over stuff like this. So what I'm going to do is remove these things here gently, and then use this in a curved out section as needed to supply that that piece that I need. Again, I'm just looking for strength on that aluminum piece. And like I said, I'm going to use JB Weld. So I did a lot of research on what will bind with aluminum, and I don't have a aluminum weld. What do you call it? Not a TIG, I guess, maybe. And aluminum is, to me, fucking black magic. You have to be very careful about using this stuff, or it'll just go turn into butter right in front of you. So JB Weld it is, and again, rough it up with some sandpaper, rough up both sides, JB Weld it all together, and then call it a day. Yeah. Okay, today is Tuesday the 19th, I think. Yeah, it's Tuesday, and I am showing you what I'm about to do. So obviously I've cut this part of the hood to match that hole out of the longer hood, so you can see the overlap here, and how long the hood is normally. And so look away if you have a problem with me doing this to a hood, because I'm going to do it anyway. What I've got to do is reinforce this with 1, if not 2 levels of aluminum. I don't want to do steel because it'll rust at some point, and you know, I just don't want to do steel. So what I'm going to do is cut out a couple of these here. Just trace it out, cut it out with my angle grinder, and then do 2 levels of it, both of which I will sandwich together with JB Weld. So here's what I'm doing to kind of finish up. This long piece, which will go into the longer pieces, and then clamped down with numerous clamps, another clamp things, and then this atop it. I need to shave this one down. It's too long right now. And that's how it'll look. So a double sandwich of aluminum, similar to the sides here. I will fill any gaps with JB Weld and let that harden. I'll shape it down with sandpaper, and the next step after that will be the pieces that go with. Okay. Check this out. I think I used all but two clamps I own. All right, so once this dries, and I'll let it sit there for a while, I'll trim off the excess so that the rear looks normal. I've got some overlap that, whatever. I don't know why I find this so funny. So in an attempt to get the clamps off easily on this one, I put down some cut up gloves, examination gloves, and I just kept on going, and I guess screw it, they'll pop off, I'm sure. So I am done, and I am very, very, very pleased with how it turned out. With this set in there, I now know I need to do a little bit of work in here and on the other side in the corners here. So just a skosh, the merest skosh, of adding a little bit of material in there and on the other side. So let me pull this up. God dang it. And show you how it turned out. By the way, it is freaking beautiful out there today. Okay. First of all, ignore all the stuff in there. I need to clear all that out. So let's start on this side. I cut off the pieces that went down there. I need to shape this a little bit and get rid of that, what's left. And there you go. I need to redo this. So as you can see, I didn't add enough or any, I don't remember, JB Weld. So I'll mix up a little bit and let that set for the night. I have tried very hard to get rid of all the stuff that's squeezed out along the sides. I've got a little bit more to do in there. The rest of it came out pretty nicely. What's left is the residue, and that'll be covered by epoxy primer. Okay. And also what is left, you can see a seam. God damn it. Okay, I have to pull this down. A seam there. So I'll put some JB Weld in there. JB Weld will, I call it, it sands and shapes just like anything else, except it's much harder. It's nice stuff, but there's a little bit of a bear to shape down. I'll put some here on this end as well, and of course that one there. I'll flatten this out. I'm going to round out my evening with removing the capture plates for the hinges. Here's one of them. Okay, it'll go like this, right? Or something like that. God, look at that. That's all freaking pollen. It is allergy season here for sure. Anyway. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it's this one. My bad, it didn't fit correctly. So, what I will do, once I take these off and I fasten these puppies onto there, then I'll screw down the, or tighten down the hinges, and then find where they should go on the actual car itself, on the trailer. Okay, so I'll do these probably at the same time that I do my darn trunk lid. Yeah, so I am, whoops, not too displeased. Pretty happy. I've got a little bit of work here to do. And, yeah, not bad at all. Yep, so I'm going to post this.